Hello guys, Mr. ATC, back to you again for another idea of housing crowd recycling. As you may have seen it in our last video, I've been showing you how to create a pallet deck. You know, a deck is very useful when you want to have a cozy place at home, especially in the garden. And as I was telling you last time, the goal is also to add several other furnitures on this pallet deck. So today I'm gonna be sharing with you a pretty nice project, very simple one, where we will have to create 2 benches and 1 high table. And in order to create those 2 benches, I will be using those plank, you know, those ones that we've been using in the previous project. So as you may have seen it already, it's pretty easy and simple to do. But I'm gonna show you some trick in order to create some benches just using those. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so as you can imagine, the first step will be to dismantle the big pallet that I'm showing you just right here. And for this I will be using my reciprocating saw and my hammer. And as you can see me doing it here, one of the best way to dismantle a pallet wood, especially the big pallet, the first thing will be to remove the different blocks, and after that you will be able to have the different wooden slats. Then as always, one of the next step will be to remove the different nails inside the wood, to move after that to my thickness planner. Sometimes it's very difficult to remove the nails, so what I'm doing is breaking it first with my fingers and after that using another nail in order to push it through. Alright, so now that all the wooden slats are ready, let's move to the thickness planner. Alright, as you can see, I'm picking up all the different wooden slats in order to pass them through the thickness planner. Keep in mind that for this project I will be cleaning up the different side, you know, of the wood on the top and also at the bottom. And now that we have all the wood ready, here I'm gonna go to do some assembling and some wood cutting as well. So the first pieces that I will start cutting are the legs, and they will be measuring 60 centimeters. So I will be taking my ruler in order to measure 60 centimeters. And as I will have 2 different benches, I will need another pile of wooden slats to cut them also at 60 centimeters. Then when they are all ready, it's time to move to my miter saw in order to cut them and start assembling them. And as I was telling you a few seconds ago, as I will be making 2 benches, I'm repeating the same process once again. And using the wood leftover, I will be cutting them at 40 centimeters in order to place them at the bottom of these benches. So now it's really time for me to start assembling them all. In order to attach, I will be first pre-drilling some holes on the wooden slat that I'm having just here, the one which are supposed to be the legs. Then adding up the screws. Keep in mind that in order to go through the different pieces of wood, you will need to have some screws measuring at least 3 centimeters. Then after that, I'm adding the wood glue and the different legs on both sides. Then, as I was telling you, adding after that the 40 centimeter wooden slat at the bottom to be like a support to the legs. Then adding after that another wooden slat also measuring 40 centimeter, but those ones will be a little bit higher. Of course, before adding them, you will need to pre-drill some holes and repeat the same process again, adding the screws, wood glue, and placing them. Then, to give it more stability, you will have to repeat the same process on the other side. Alright, so now it's time to turn the bench upside down because we're gonna go and add some 40 centimeter wooden slat again, but this time close to the top side. So this will help me to keep the seating area much stronger. Keep in mind, as you can see just right here, I will be adding the different slat on each side. In that way, I'm pretty sure that the seating area is very strong. And as you can see, for this part, I'm using longer screws. Then it's time for me to test out the different way I can sit on it. As you can see, you can use it in different ways. After that, I'm adding a little bit of wooden filler in order to fill up the different holes where I can see the different screws. And now it's time for me to go and put some wooden slat also at the bottom. By doing this, I'm just making sure that I'm adding a little bit more stability. I've been adding stability on top, but this time also at the bottom. And as you can see, I'm also adding some screws from the bottom to make sure that the wooden slat stays in place. Alright, so for this part here, it's just my personal touch, you know. I've decided to add an additional pieces of wood just to, you know, change a little bit the design and also to make sure that it's a unique piece. And after that, and it's also one of the final touch, I will be placing both of them on the ground in order to apply my favorite wood burning method with my blowtorch. Then sanding as much as possible in order to remove as much as dust that possible. To finish after that by applying a layer of green paint. But of course, if you are planning on doing the same design, you can of course decide what type of color and what type of, I don't know, lacquer you would like to put on it. And at the end, here is my result. Simple and effective, and something that you can easily reproduce. Please note that we will have a second part for this video, and I will be sharing with you how I'm creating the table going exactly with those benches. Alright, so that was a quick one for today. If you are new to our project, to our channel, feel free to subscribe just right here. Then click on the bell to receive a notification every time I'm sharing new content with you. Then I will see you next time.